CBS News has learned that the suspect is known to officials and he has been previously arrested for extremist activity. At this time, the gunman is said to be demanding two things: that an ISIS flag be brought to the cafe and that he be put in contact with Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott. Charlie?
Clarissa, thanks. CBS News senior security contributor Michael Morell is a former CI deputy director. He joins us from Washington. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Charlie.
Following what Clarissa said, what do you make of this incident?
So, Charlie, we don't know with certainty what is motivating this person, but it does appear that he is in some way motivated by ISIS. If that's the case, this is not surprising to me. ISIS has had a focus on Australia for some time. Some 300 Australians have gone to the Middle East to fight in that war. 70 or so are fighting for ISIS. Just a couple of months ago, the Australians did a countrywide raid, arresting a number of people after a senior ISIS leader called for individuals in Australia to behead Australians in public for ISIS. So there is this focus on Australia.
But it also is an example of the long reach or the long tentacles of ISIS, is it not, which gets more publicity for them around the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Charlie.
Yep. Australia recently raised their terror threat to high, Mike, and you just mentioned about the connection to Australia. Can you be specific about why Australia would be a target?
So Australia is seen by groups like ISIS as a partner of the West, which it certainly is. Australia was a coalition partner in the war in Iraq, a coalition partner in the war in Afghanistan, and is now a coalition partner in the fight against ISIS. So ISIS sees them as an enemy.
Michael, when other countries will look at this incident, perhaps, as ISIS succeeding in some ways in encouraging lone wolves to carry out these types of attacks, what concerns you the most?
What concerns me the most is that we're going to see this kind of terrorism around the world, and we are going to see it here, Nora. We are going to see this kind of attack here, and we need to be prepared for that. It shouldn't surprise people when this happens here sometime over the next year or so, guaranteed.
How do we prepare for it?
Yes.
It's very difficult to stop something like this. One way this happens is if ISIS leadership directs it, and intelligence agencies can often see that and prevent it. If people are vocal about what they're going to do on social media, you can often prevent it. But if they're quiet about it, it's very easy to carry out something like this very